If you have ever built an Agentforce agent using Builder, you know the struggle. You write your prompts, test it, it works, and then someone asks something slightly differently and it goes out of track. You tweak in, modify your prompt, modify your instructions, test it again, it works. And then there will be another corner case. And now you're stuck in an endless loop of adjusting the instructions and hoping that your modern reasoning will behave as expected. And as the instruction grow, it become ambiguous. The agent start making judgments that you did not accept. You cannot predict which action is going to execute next. You cannot guarantee the sequence, and you cannot be sure if agent is going to remember the exact context after the three turns in the same conversation. It may work for some small level of agents, but the enterprises needs agents that behave exact the same every time and not just most of the time. They need agents that can be trusted in productions, and that's what Agent Script was built for. My name is Kapil. I'm a Salesforce MVP. I run this blog and YouTube channel, Salesforce Bolt, focused on LWC AI Agentforce in Salesforce platform. In today's video, I'm going to show you my working IT support agent created using Builder, and I'll show you what agent script can add on top of it. Then we are going to have the same agent using agent script as well, so that we can understand what agent script exactly is going to do and how it is going to make it production ready. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so as I said, I have already created both agents, one using Builder and one using the agent script. And in this video, I'm going to show you how they are going to work. So the first one that you see here, the IT support agent. And let me make sure the correct version is selected. I'll do open in Builder. Okay, so this is my IT support agent, and I built it using Agentforce Builder with plain language instructions and 4 flows to validate the identity, check the MFA status, reset password, and raise support ticket. Let me show it to you how it is going to work. So if I'm going to click here, you would be able to see the classification, scope, and the instructions that I have added here to reset the password or to provide any additional accesses. Now, for testing purpose, I have created couple of contact records, and they are having different data to test multiple scenarios here as per the instructions. So here, if you will see, the instructions are: if MFA is enabled, reset the password directly, and if it is not enabled, escalate to the security team. So MFA is basically a field on the record. And then in the similar way for software access request, if the department of the employee is engineering, it is going to give the access immediately. And if the department is not engineering, it is going to create a ticket for the further team to investigate and provide access accordingly. So let me show you how it is going to work. So let's say I'm entering my employee ID is EMP001, and I need a password reset. Now see what the agent is going to do. It is going to validate my identity and it is going to reset my password. It works perfectly. Identity is verified, MFA checked, password reset, 3 flows called in the right sequence that you can see here. Now let me show you another test. Now I have another employee. I will mention employee ID is employee 002. I need access to the finance reporting tool. Okay. Now, in this case, if the employee's department is not engineering, it is going to create a case for further team to look into it. So here it says your access request for the finance reporting tool has been successfully processed and no approval is required and there are no charges. You should have access shortly. Let me know if you need anything else. So this employee 002, let me quickly show it to you. So these are contacts in my system. So this employee 002 is Sneha. Sneha is in finance. Manager approval is required for Sneha because the department is financier. And the flow is going to handle the routing. The agent got it right this time as well because it has created a case for it. If you will see here, the action was verified identity and it says raise support ticket because the department was finance. That's why agent has created a support ticket for this user. So that's how the reasoning is going to work. And in this scenario, the agent is going to work as expected because we are just having couple of scenarios to test here. It's a very, small individual agent and it is going to work as expected. Now I have another scenario to test, which is for employee 003, which is Vikram Nair here. Now here I'm going to check for the hardware issue. And for hardware issue, as you can see in the instruction, it says check warranty status. If it is under warranty, raise a replacement ticket at no cost. If out of warranty, inform the user for the $250 replacement cost. So for Vikram, it is still under warranty. So I'll just mention my employee ID is this and my laptop is broken. Now, as Vikram device is still under warranty, it is just going to create a replacement request. And here you can see as per the agent actions, the complete reasoning is here and agent has launched the action to raise a support ticket. So the agent works all three scenarios: password reset, software access, hardware replacement, handled correctly. So why would you need the agent script? Let me explain what script actually gives you on top of what you just saw. Agent script is a scripting language designed specifically for AI agents. It lets you leverage the LLM freedom for reasoning while controlling the execution and flow with deterministic logic. You define which part of your workflow must be deterministic and which part can leverage the LLM's reasoning capabilities. The result is what Salesforce is calling as hybrid reasoning, a strict business logic where you need it, and intelligent flexibility where you want it based on the LLM reasoning engines. Now, let me break it down exactly what that means in practice. Let me show you the official Salesforce blocks diagram on the screen. Before writing any code, let me walk you through the block structure of the agent script. Every agent extension file follows this exact sequence. Now, if you'll see on the top, you have system, which is going to be the first block always. It sets the agent's global personality and two required messages, welcome and error, applies to every subagent in this agent. Then there is config, which defines the agent itself: API name, agent type, role, company context, metadata, and not behavior. Now, variables are there next. These are basically global variables accessible across all subagents and all turns of the conversation. This is explicit state, not LLM memories. That means these variables are going to be there until your session is there. Then language, it is optional, defines which language the agent support. Connection, again, it is optional, defines how the agent connects to the external channels like enhanced chat. Then start agent, the entry point. Every single user message hit this block first. Every turn, it handles routing, deciding where subagent should take over. Then subagents are there, where the actual works happen, contains three things: action, which are the flows or apex for your agent. Like for my agent, I'm having four individual flows. It will also have reasoning instructions, which mix deterministic logic and LLM prompts, which is going to provide us the hybrid approach. Okay, now moving on to my VS Code, where I'm going to show you the agent script, which I have built with the help of Claude and Agentforce. Let me close all these additional block and have enough space on the screen. Okay. So the first, as I mentioned, it is system block, which is having instructions about the agent and welcome and error message. As I said, it will always comes first. Welcome and error messages are required. Everything else in message is optional. The instructions here apply globally to every sub-agents. The next is config, where as you can see, we are having details of the agent, the developer name, agent type, label description, and then this enable enhance event logs is also there, which is to enable the logs during development, which gives you full conversation logging for debug. And agent type is Agentforce employee agent because this is an internal employee facing agent. Okay. Okay. Now, next are variables that we are going to use across the agent. And as it is mentioned in the documentation, that these variables are going to maintain its state till your session lasts. So, until unless you're on the same session, it is going to be there. Then I have skipped the optional steps and I have the start agent here where I have the agent router, which is going to be basically the start point of the agent. You can consider it as an entry point for every message. And in this block, if you will notice, there are instructions and actions as well. So the arrow, this arrow, it makes it deterministic. If not verified, show the prompt, no LLM decision involved here. So here, if you will see, I have added, if it is not verified, it is going to show the message without taking any decision here. And the same has been done with the another variable as well. And then there is an action which is basically collecting the employee ID, and you can see the description as well. Okay, then comes the subagent block. So my subagent is IT support handler, which is going to have my actions. So in my case, I'm having four flows as an action here. First is verify identity to verify user's identity, check MFA status to check the MFA field, then reset password, raise support, ticket request. So these are going to be the actions which you are going to have in the subagent part. Okay, now coming back to reasoning, which is going to be a mix of deterministic logic and LLM prompts, which is going to be basically the hybrid approach that we are going to use here. So wherever you are going to see this arrow, that means we are restricting the agent to perform the action based on the provided variable values. If it is false, it is going to perform this action, verify identity. Here, basically, you're controlling the flow based on your code in the agent script. And this is the else block if it is not verified. And wherever you're going to see the pipe symbols, that means we are giving the agent freedom to provide details as per its capabilities. So here in the similar manner, I have added multiple if and else block based on the parameters values. I'm performing actions. I'm calling my different flows as well here. And that's how it is going to be on the agent script. Now, the same conversation that I showed you at the start, let me show you how it is going to be behave with the agent script. So with the agent script, what we are getting is we are getting the guarantee that the code is going to work as expected every time because we are having deterministic logics before every flow execution on the actions where we do not want agent to predict or to go beyond the instructions. So we'll go here for this. This is the Agentforce Studio. Now, same conversation I showed you at the start. Watch how the behavior is now guaranteed by the code and not by the prompt. So this is my IT support agent created through agent script. I have opened it here. Now I'm going to do the same conversation here as well. And wherever we have added the variables, the result guarantees that the flow is going to execute. So eventually the result is going to be same here because again, it's a individual agent having couple of instructions. So it is going to work as expected. So my employee ID is EMP001. I want to reset my password. Okay, do you want to reset your account password now? So because we have added a line that it should always ask for confirmation from user before resetting the password. So it says, thank you for confirming. I will now proceed to reset your password. Please let me know if you prefer to receive the reset password link via email or SMS. We don't need it. And here we did the same conversation. And now, if you will see, there are a few additional tabs to trace the agent for auditability. You will be able to trace each step actually, how the agent execute the conversation, how the reasoning happened, and how the agent decide to take a specific action. And then variables will contain the values of the variables for the current session. And let's try to have another conversation here. So let's say EMP002 this time. I need to access the finance reporting tool. Okay, now here you can see the auditability as well. And the ID is verify. Again, it is going to take a confirmation here. We'll say yes, and then it is going to perform the action. Now it is asking for which standard user access or admin access. I'll say admin access. Okay, now it need the business reason as well. Uh, so let's say mm, client work maybe. Okay, now it has created a ticket for this as well as we did on the previous agent conversation, and then the similar conversation is going to work for the hardware as well. The same conversation is going to work as it is here as well. So the trace data that I mentioned already, how it is going to be, and here in the agent, you will be getting option to see a canvas view here where you would be able to find all your instructions in the canvas as you're able to see here. All the if else condition that we are having, the logic that it is going to execute, or you can always see the script as well. So the script will also be visible here. So that's how it provides you some additional things while building up an agent that you can use if you really want to make your agent production ready, where it is behaving the same every time and not just most of the time. Now, so to bring it all together, it does not replace what you already know. It adds a layer on top of it to control the specific things wherever you need any kind of restrictions. And again, as I said, it is going to work in a hybrid mode. The LLM freedom is still there, and you can put your own reasoning as well by having these kind of variables. So this is what agent scripts gives you the complete agent script file and all four flows that I have used here. I will be posting it on GitHub as well. So if you need to try it out by yourself, please feel free to do that. I'll be leaving the GitHub URL in the description of this video below. And I think that it is for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.